Hey, today we're going to look at the standalone player and using the SD card to load your files and play back your music and playlists. So this is the standalone player. Music comes out of the headphone jack here and is powered by a battery bank or a wall adapter. Now this is a standalone player, so it doesn't require any iPad or computer or anything like that. If you do use an SD card, it comes with an SD card. The SD card's located here, and it comes pre-formatted for use with your audio ape. Now, if you take another SD card and you use a different one, you're going to need to format it. So you have to go back to where the SD card is, and then you will need to format, and it'll erase everything on that card and format you so you're ready to go. So you can just use the card as is when it comes to you shipped, but if you use another SD card, you will need to format it. So once you have the correct format on the SD card, what you want to do is get to loading your files. So in order to access the SD card, you flip it over, you use your fingernail, the SD card pops right out. And what you're going to do is we include a reader for this. So what you'll need to do is take your audio ape USB stick, and you will load the SD card in there, open this up, and we're going to plug this into a computer and start to organize and import your files. Hey guys, we're going to take a look at how to set up your standalone SD card. So you loaded the SD card into the USB reader, you've plugged the USB reader into your computer, and here it shows up right here. Now, your music files are going to have to live, your playlists have to live in the playlist folder. If you put any music outside of this folder, the standalone player won't be able to access it. So your playlist will actually be called whatever the folder is. So if you wanted to create a new playlist, then you would have to create a new folder, and that would be new playlist. Now, any WAV formatted songs that you tuck in here, they're going to be in your new playlist. So let's go ahead and move some music into there. So I'm going to grab a couple tracks, and we're going to go ahead and move those into that new playlist. Go to playlist, new playlist. Now that these are moved in here, I'm going to have to order them. So you have to actually go ahead and add a prefix to whatever order you want these to appear in. Now, if you don't add a prefix, if you just have a regular file name, it will skip that track and it will not pick it up. So definitely don't do that. You want to have anything labeled. And also, if you skip number 4, the tracks will appear in this order: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you want them to appear in correct order, just order them correctly. And so basically, I will have 5 tracks in here, and this unlabeled one will not show up. And when I pop out the SD card, I just select this playlist, and I'm good to go and up and running. Now, I do personally have another music folder in here in the root directory of the SD card, and that's just for my own purposes, so I can quickly move things into different playlists. But all the playlists have to have their own tracks in them. You can't use a reference track or anything like that. You have to physically copy them into these folders, and they have to live here. Now, like I said, they do have to be WAV format, and they do have to be 44,100 hertz. That's the sample rate. Now let's go ahead and dive in and talk about how to get your music converted into the correct format. So we like to use a program called Media Human Converter. It's great because it works for Mac or Windows, and it is free for a limited amount of songs per day. So we'll go ahead and open that program, and then I can drag 1 or 2 tracks into the window. Now I will need to set what type of output it is. So I'm going to go into the preferences, and I'm going to select WAV, and I'm going to select 44,100. Now, I also like to show you a directory. So this is where the outputted files will land. So I can actually put them right into a playlist. So if I want to add them to this playlist, I will have to number them afterwards, but I can add them here, and I can go to open, and then it's going to land them in there once it converts it. Just go ahead and hit the convert button. Those will start to convert. and then they'll land in that new playlist, and then I'll go ahead and number them so that way the player knows what order to have them in. Okay, now that your files are done, you can go ahead and go into here, and under the playlist, the new playlist, you can see the 2 new tracks, and I can order those how I want them to appear. Now I'm all set, and those new tracks will show up in my playlist. One other little tip, if you use iTunes, or formerly iTunes, now called Apple Music, you can actually use this little button right here and access any of your playlists stored in iTunes, and you can go ahead and get those tracks right in, and you can convert those also. So it's very handy to do. So that is how to convert your music files to WAV format, the format you need for the standalone player, and how to organize your tracks in the standalone player so they show up correctly and you're good for showtime. Now, once you've added all the files that you need and organized your playlists, you can remove the SD card and just plug it right into the back of the Audio 8 Pro, slip it in, lock it into place, open up the unit, go to the SD player, SD card, playlist, and select whatever playlist you want, hit play, and you're ready for showtime.